That's right.
Are we live?
We're live.
I don't see us on the YouTube.
But I see the ticker going.
There's a delay. There's a good delay there.
There's a delay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. We're ready. We're ready. Here we go. We are live. How about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live call-in show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Today is Sunday, July the 2nd, 2023. I'm joined, as I always am, 60% of the time, 100% of the time, by Mr. Jhead. Yes, go Pinkston! How about you, fellas?
Fired up now, baby.
I know. It's a damn good day to be fired up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's a damn good day. Lots of news coming out of the recruiting beat this weekend, particularly. It was the last weekend before the dead period began yesterday, July the 1st. It will be enacted until enacted. Is that right? It will be enforced. The dead period will be in play until the last week of July. Obviously, that will be the last week. The last weekend will be Big Cat weekend. We threw our initial Big Cat list up on Saturday. Since then, we've confirmed a couple of more guys like J.J. Falk, C.J. May, a couple of 2025s. And then today, the big news out of today is Perry Thompson coming out.
Yes.
5-star wide receiver from Foley, Alabama, committed to Alabama, comes out because we listen, I thought this was going to go down to the last day. Nobody was going to know. And look, dude comes out today because I'd sent him, I think it was earlier this morning. Maybe it was yesterday. Hey, you coming? Just a shot in the dark, right? Yeah. And I'm sure Christian did. I'm sure, Caleb did, all these guys. And he just finally came out today on Twitter, said, I am going to be at Auburn's Big Cat. Initial thoughts, then we're going to throw well, I'll tell you what, before we do, because once we get into this Perry Thompson stuff, we're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Fans are going to go crazy. Callers, we got Frederick Snoddy, the guru, the Perry Thompson guru, on the line. He's coming up. Before we get to all that, folks, reminder, Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, looking for a home, looking to sell your home, give her a call, dude. I'm telling you, it'll make it happen. Jessica Andrews with the Talents Group, 334-704-4442. Dude, she can sell it, man. I'm telling you, she knows. She'll tell you what to do so you get top dollar for your home. She'll tell you how to stage it, what needs to be done. She's fantastic. She did it for me. And so I'm speaking from experience. Give her a call, and she can find it too. She knows the people to find it. So looking for something, need to sell something, give it to her. 334-704-4442. 5-star realtor, as Jhead said. Jessica Andrews with the Talents Group. Tell her we sent you. All right, real quick, folks, before we get to Fredericks, initial thoughts, Jhead Cole on Perry Thompson coming out today and saying, I'll be at Auburn.
I've been saying it. Wherever he showed up for the recruiting weekend of this last week of July was going to determine where he was going to land when he makes his final commitment on July 29th. There's a decision that was going to be made. He's announced that long before now. This is not a secret. And I don't understand. I mean, look, if Alabama fans want not to be nervous about him visiting Auburn for that weekend, completely, you're right. You've probably earned it at this point. But for me personally, I feel very comfortable about Perry Thompson ending up in Auburn's class at this point with him choosing to show up this weekend. Now, who knows what's going to happen later on down the line, but this gives me a lot of confidence for Hugh Freeze to be able to make this move. Now, he's got to hold on to it. He's got to actually show up, okay? But right. The announcement in of itself that he is going to be in Auburn that weekend is a big piece of recruiting news and momentum for this staff in a way that they very much needed it. And with that, I'll Cole.
Comfortable is not a word I can use, Jhead. I hate to be the downer here.
Sure.
Confident, though,
that
a flip might happen. Definitely just went much higher than it's been for me ever. I mean, I'm not going to say it's through the roof, but it's up there.
Yeah.
It's near the roof. I got some confidence now that it can happen. Am I comfortable about it? No. And if you're an Auburn fan, you don't need to be. You need to hang on because what we're about to start here is if this happens, we got a whole bunch of months that you got to hang on if you're Auburn.
That's right.
You are hanging on, son. So it's exciting because it's like turning a leaf, right? It's like something that Auburn has not, and it's not done yet. Okay.
No,
But
he's got to show up.
right. But there's confidence. There's good momentum for Auburn, and there has been for a while. And man, I want to hear what Frederick has to say.
Before we do,
That's what I wanna
calm down. That's what I'm gonna tell folks. I'm gonna tell Frederick to calm down. E-Moss, you forget that, big dog. I ain't falling for this shit. I've been falling for this for 20 years, dude. I'm over it. Hey, listen. Okay, he's coming for that Saturday. Where's he going that Sunday? Where's he going that Friday? Where's he going that Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's coming Saturday. Good for him. Good for Auburn. Where's he going Sunday?
You got to turn into Keith Niebuhr on me, man.
Yeah, I'm going. Somebody's going to have to bring some. All right, no, I just had to get my mojo, my Keith Niebuhr mojo on before we bring on Frederick. Bring him on, big dog. All right, Frederick, come on here and talk to us, big dog.
1753. You're live. Talk to us, Frederick.
Man, what's up?
What's up, Frederick?
Hey,
Are you still buying? Are you selling? Perry Thompson to Auburn.
hey, did you hear me?
I did not.
Yeah.
We
Got
didn't, Fred. Go ahead.
I said before we get this conversation going, I want y'all to hear something.
Well,
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did y'all hear it?
I can't tell what it is.
Was it some 80s?
We
All right,
heard
hold
this.
on,
We
hold on.
can't tell what it is.
It's the theme song from Rad. Remember the Rad's
Did
movie
you hear
back
this
in,
in there?
was it the theme song from the movie Rad, the BMX?
Yeah, you better believe it. How y'all doing today, man?
You're doing good, Fred. What about you, brother?
Man, I'm doing excellent.
Hey, not as good as you, man. Not as good as you.
I heard that. So on this Perry Thompson deal, like Jay Lee said, I will announce it out there right away. I was expecting it to be a surprise, is what I was told. He was just gonna show up the day of.
I'm so glad he did.
And then I saw a post that he made on Snapchat. And he's in the post said, I ain't clearing up no rumors unless they say I'm out here eating cold something. So I sent it to him and he was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put that. And that's when it was.
We can thank Frederick 90 for the thank you, big dog. You just made my life so much easier over the next 27 days.
Yeah,
I think
right.
he did. Frederick, how much?
Yeah, it was. What you say?
How much pressure do you think the Alabama staff is going to put on Perry? And do you think that that's going to potentially weigh on him as we move closer to that last weekend in July?
Man, to be honest, they already put up the pressure on him. They were trying to get him to come to that barbecue. But he hasn't been responding to them for real.
Really?
Yep.
He hasn't been responding to Alabama?
I mean, he take like hours or a couple of days to respond back to him.
Man.
Getting that slow play.
I was going to read you what our BOL site said. You know, and Andrew Bone, all those guys over there, they're on top of this stuff, man. And I thought Bone put some. He was pretty logical in this, and I can't find it right now, but he was basically saying, man, if Perry Thompson, it's not a big deal. That barbecue's not a big deal, like a Big Cat. Now they had a barbecue last week. You know, if you can make it. They're not pumping this up as some huge recruiting event for Alabama. It's the barbecue the last weekend in July. If you can make it, great. If not, we completely understand. No big deal, right? Big Cat is a huge deal for Auburn. Has been for the past, 13, 14 years.
Yes.
With 4 different coaching staffs. But Bone, of all people, said if Perry Thompson goes to Auburn and he doesn't to Alabama that week, definitely Alabama fans need to be worried. Now, will he because they would rather him come Wednesday, spend all day with Alabama by himself for an all-day visit with just him and the coaches, than come Saturday with a bunch of other people.
Right.
So that was why I was like, let's. It's great news. Don't
Sure.
get me wrong, but I don't think it's as defining as we might have thought it might have been. And I was right there with you, Jhead. And I still am.
The only thing I will say is that Saturday is the 29th, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is.
So if he's going to make an announcement on the 29th and he's going to be in Auburn on the 29th,
Is he going to announce on the 29th?
that is what has tentatively been
Just
said, correct?
Just wait and see. Just
Okay.
watch.
Okay. Just
Okay.
watch.
Just watch.
Okay, Harson.
I was going to say, Fred, you giving people PTSD up in the chat right now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing now. That's what, listen, that might be the plan right now. Perry, listen, we said it. I think I even said it on the hot board. I would not be surprised if he flipped at this point. And certainly today strengthens that confidence that I wouldn't be surprised.
And when the last time he been to Bama? Like early June?
It was the week before Auburn, I believe.
No, it was 2
Yeah,
weeks before. It was the
2
first
weeks before.
in June.
Okay.
Yeah. The
And he's
ninth.
been to Auburn like 3-4 at a time since then.
Here's what I can say about Perry Thompson. I love this. It's awesome. Auburn thinks he's going to flip. The people I've talked to feel pretty
It ain't no
confident.
difference, man.
What's that?
I mean,
What's that, Fred? What'd you say?
I said Auburn people don't think they know.
Yeah, they're a lot more confident than I am. Of course, these are the same people that were a lot confident that Tony Mitchell was going to flip too.
True.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
very different.
Perry's different. That's what they said about Tony.
And Jay Lee, you speaking truth. Truth to power, brother, because there are a lot of kids that we think are different. And then, the people around them start to get involved. Now, what you hope is that the people around Perry Thompson are not going to try to exert influence of some sorts to allow the kid to make his own decision and whatever that is. And if it's Alabama, great. And if it's Auburn, fantastic. But that's to
Perry's
me,
uncle is the key.
who's the key?
Perry's uncle, the one that be on every visit with him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've heard that.
He's got a good relationship with the Auburn people.
And that's a good thing to hear. That's a really good thing to hear, Fred.
I'll say this about who I've talked to and the feel that I get from Auburn is that there is a lot of confidence, like Jeffrey said. But also, this is not Hugh Freeze and some of these staff members' first rodeo against Alabama, and they know how things have gone in the past.
Sure.
Whereas you might look at the last staff and go, it is their first rodeo, whether they have confidence or not. You might have to learn a lesson the hard way a few times. I think Hugh Freeze has been through that enough that if they're having confidence, it gives me a little bit more confidence. But they also know that anything can happen still, and they're, caution, use extreme caution here.
As they should.
Listen, I could argue both sides of this. I really can. And listen, this is a different Auburn. This is Hugh Freeze with NIL, dude. This is a position that Hugh Freeze has recruited. DK Metcalf. I mean, this guy's got the history. All right.
Yeah.
This is not. I saw on the Bama board. Oh, he's going to go to Auburn where they haven't had a first round receiver, and I'm going, dude, this is not the Auburn that you've known. This is Hugh Freeze now. This is a big deal. And listen, there are 5 guys. And I think the 5th one kind of rotates in and out right now. But I think Cole maybe has alluded to this. But there's a handful of guys that Hugh Freeze has said, I'm going to get those guys.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to die trying. And guess what? Joe Phillips was one of them.
Yes, he
And
was.
guess what? I think Perry Thompson is one of them. I think DeMarcus Riddick is one of them. I think those 3 guys, he's going to die trying.
I think
Cam Coleman as well.
Cam Coleman, thank you.
And probably the big defensive tackle out of Mississippi. I would say
Kamarion Franklin. I think KJ
LJ McCray.
LJ McCray, KJ Bolden. Some of these guys that he's going to do what he can to make this. And even Alabama was saying, look, Auburn's throwing everything they can at this kid, Perry Thompson.
Yep.
So when you've got that much, listen, I'm ready. I'll tell you this, Fred. I'm ready to move Perry Thompson to 50-50.
Okay.
That's a big
That's
leap
a
there, Fred.
big move, Jeffrey.
I think it's a toss-up. I think that's fair. I think that's more accurate to our readers, our subscribers,
Yep.
the people that follow us and want us to have the most accurate representation of somebody's recruitment. And I think right now, and probably has been since his official visit, because the confidence from Auburn came, at least when I started picking around, it might have been before this, but after his official visit, it was,
Yeah.
okay, with some strong words like, oh, wow, really? Okay. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But good to know.
Hey, what do y'all think about KJ Bolden? I think I saw that he was supposed to commit a few days before Big Cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
Then Jay Lee posted that he's visiting as a Big Cat.
I don't have a lot of confidence there.
August the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Auburn has pulled the number one player out of the state of Georgia twice in my time. One of those was Takeo Spikes. One of those was Derek Brown.
Oh, was Owen?
I don't think he was number
No,
one.
Owen
but-
was number 3.
Oh, what about Trey Blackman?
Now, I don't know. Trey Blackman may have been. He may have been. I know he was top 5 for sure. I don't know.
Beside the point. I hear you. Go.
Beside the point, but we're talking less than 5 times in
Sure.
my entire life, in my 40 years of observing football. They've pulled the number one player in the state of Georgia twice. Buford is a very pro UGA town.
It's Thompson to Alabama. Buford is to Georgia.
Correct. I just don't have a lot of confidence in that one. I would say conversely, I have a little more confidence in Zaquan Patterson maybe coming out of South Florida to Auburn. I think that is one that you could watch, Frederick, where there's a safety on the board that we could go and get. But KJ Bolden is going to be a really, really tough battle. Now, maybe we turn his head at Big Cat. But going into that, I would say my confidence is not overly high.
Yeah. Hey, do you think the staff's going to try to push for Cam Coleman to commit?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's been going on personally.
Hey, and speaking of that, Fred, you've got Red Morgan, his close friend and teammate, who just announced about an hour ago that he was going to be announcing his commitment July the 4th. And Jhead, I believe you said something on the corner, but I checked into it. He's a down the board guy. There was no rush to get him back on campus after he missed his official visit. That was fine. I do not see him committing to Auburn. I think Auburn wants – there are 4 big dogs at DB right now. There's KJ Bolden, there's Zaquan Patterson, there's Jalen Crawford, and there's DeLewis Solomon.
Yep.
Those 4 guys are the top 4 guys in the defensive backfield. And so if Red Morgan is announcing – what's today? Tuesday. If he's announcing Tuesday, it's not to Auburn. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put in a prediction for FSU.
I would. Florida State's the word, to the best of my understanding. I've been tracking that one pretty good and got some intel there. And I feel comfortable saying it's Florida State. As of now, they've pushed really hard for him. They've recruited him very well. And once again, there are other targets that are uncommitted that are on the board right now.
I looked it up. Trey Blackman was the number one player in the state of Georgia, and Derek Brown. So those are the 2.
But Owen was not.
Players. And then Montravius Adams was number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Monty.
Mon was number 2 in that class. Carl Lawson was number 3.
I forgot about Carl.
What about Owen? Where was Owen?
Dang.
Number 3, I think.
Okay.
I think it was number 3. And then before rankings really got started,
That might have been Trevor Lawrence's class.
Could have been.
Probably.
Takeo Spikes was the number 1 player in the state of Georgia back in 95 or 94, whenever that was.
And Trey Blackman was LaGrange, dude. That's East Alabama, dude.
Yeah, it is.
LaGrange when Tommy Tuberville had it rolling. You know what I mean?
Well, Fred, all right. So let me ask you this, big dog. After seeing the news today, of course, you knew it was coming, but what would you tell Auburn fans listening?
I didn't think it was going to come that fast.
Oh, you didn't think it was going to come publicly?
Yeah.
Well, as far as Auburn fans listening, man, what would you, the guy probably closest to the situation than anybody that we all have access to, what would you say the odds of Perry Thompson? Forget about signing. We'll cross that bridge too. That's whole nother bridge to cross. Flipping his commitment. Where is Perry Thompson committed to on August the 15th?
August 15th. War Damn Eagle.
Woo!
And what's your confidence level?
Man, ask Eli. I think his name is Eli 000.
Yeah.
Eli double lot.
It's 100%. Yeah,
100%.
Okay.
So Frederick's 90 says Perry Thompson will be committed to Auburn on August the 15th, and he is 100% sure about it.
Fred, I already got a meme ready for you of you stuffing me in a locker. Just wait till it happens.
Put
brother.
me on there too, big dog.
Yeah.
Me too.
We're going to have me and Jay Lee with you on the other side of it. We just need you to get a picture to our guy, Johnny Knox 07, okay?
Yeah,
Gotcha,
definitely.
gotcha. Hey, one last thing before I go. I heard something about the Dunkerville running back supposed to be coming to Big Cat.
Oh, I talked to him last night. He had not said anything.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But I'll check with him again. Hell, that happens fast, man. I'll check with him again.
All right.
Appreciate
is,
you, Fred.
Good
Caden
stuff,
Durham.
Fred.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Fred. Appreciate you, man. Awesome
right.
caller. Awesome insider on the corner. If you're not privy to his information on a daily basis, you should be. Auburn Live on 3. The corner folks, give us a try. Free week trial. And then it's like, I don't know, $8 a month, man. It's best investment you'll ever make if Auburn football and football recruit, especially now. We're going to be tracking the Big Cat list. Listen, we got some callers, Zach.
Two callers.
All right, let's hit them. We've got the Big Cat list started over on the corner. I think I have 4 or 5 stars, including Perry Thompson, already on that list, and probably going to add some more here soon, whether it be from the 2024 or 2025 classes. All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog. Thank you, Frederick. We appreciate you.
Also wanted to throw it in there. They listed him. I don't know if he counts in terms of the conversation, but Javon Robinson was technically the '1 player in the state of Georgia out of
Georgia
JUCO
military.
Well,
Georgia military.
Yep. Yeah, out of JUCO, he was the #1 player.
2822. You're live. Who are we talking to? Where are you calling from?
I might have shut my mouth a little bit.
Hey, yeah, this is Cole from Knoxville. How you guys doing?
Oh, Cole. From K-Town.
Happening.
What's
Salt
going on
on
up in
watermelon
Knoxville,
this
buddy?
week, that's all.
I'm sorry I was interrupting you, Cole. Go ahead, big dog.
No, I saw you had some salt on watermelon this week.
Ooh. Hey, hold on. Thank you, Cole. Let me start this. This is Jessica. So she won last week, by the way, people. 60% of all polled people, whether it be listeners or posters on the corner, and I think we had over 500 people, 60% said no to salt on watermelon. I could not believe it. So Jessica took that one. She said, I am the idiot, so I'll take it. This week, Frederick missed this one. But listen, if you drink coffee in the morning, does everybody here drink coffee in the morning?
Yes.
Okay.
No, sir.
I think about 8 or 9 out of 10 people drink coffee in the morning. Cole, I hear you, big dog. I don't drink much, but I do it.
I actually don't like coffee at all.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'll tell you how dependent I am. I have a cup of coffee and then a 5-hour energy right behind it. Just to
Great
get
day,
all
dude.
right.
Just get you an 8-ball.
No wonder you
Hey,
bring on the
listen,
energy
you know
over
what?
here.
Maybe 20 years ago, Jeffrey.
Okay, here's my question. If you're a coffee drinker in the morning, what do you do first? Do you drink your coffee or do you brush your teeth?
Coffee.
Oh my God.
You drink your coffee. Why would I brush my teeth and then drink coffee?
Do you really brush your teeth and drink coffee with that tooth?
Dude, I gotta clean the dumpster,
my God.
man.
Oh,
brother.
Baby. They think I'm an idiot for brushing my teeth.
I mean, if I drank coffee, I would drink it and then brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Really?
I get the coffee, I shave, then I brush my teeth. You know what I mean? And get my workout gear on and get my kid up and go to daycare,
In
man.
the morning. Wow. Man, I get up, I drain the radiator, I brush my teeth, and I have a little, just about, seriously, about that much coffee.
Drain the radiator, huh?
Yeah.
Me and Zach skip that shaving part. We ain't doing that.
yeah.
Well, you get to, brother. My profession unfortunately doesn't allow me to grow a beard.
Jhead and Zach both said I'm a weirdo for brushing my teeth. Zach was like, wait a minute, do you really brush your teeth before you drink coffee?
Yeah, how can you can't taste pressed and you drink black coffee?
Yeah,
right?
it
Like,
makes
that
it
doesn't
taste
work.
No,
drinking like paint or something. Like it tastes horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink orange juice after I've
Yeah, I
brush
don't
my
want to drink
teeth.
anything but water. Maybe.
Come over
after
here
I
and
brush
say
my teeth.
something.
I don't have any makeup on, but
You don't have any makeup on. Come over here.
Occasionally, I'll get
It's coffee first.
Okay. Hey, we forgot about Cole.
Hey, Cole, was hanging out.
Hey, Cole from Knoxville. First of all, tell me you brush your teeth first.
No, I don't, man.
Hey,
He doesn't.
oh, yes.
All right, Cole. Whatever, dude. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, for a couple things, I saw Twitter Perry Thompson say that he's coming Big Cat weekend. I think that's huge for us. I have a question just regarding his recruitment overall. Do you think that the Perry Thompson recruitment, wherever he lands, if he lands at Auburn, do you think that that is the start of kind of a turning of the tide, no pun intended, of us getting back to recruiting really, really well and in consistent competition with big-time players with Alabama in-state?
Yes.
I will say this.
It's the
start to me of us going 50-50 in the top 10 or top 10 prospects in the state, which means that Auburn is doing what it is supposed to do and getting its share. When I did the count today, there are 2 prospects in the top 10 that are committed to out-of-state schools, and one of those is Kevin Riley, who's committed to Miami. The other one is
Daniel Hill.
Yes, Daniel Hill's from Mississippi.
Wait, what was
What
your
was the question? I was reading the comments. Everybody freaking drinks coffee first. Everybody drinks coffee.
Give me just a second.
I don't even, Nicole, I wasn't listening. What did he say?
Jordan Ross, who's leaning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. So there are 2 prospects in the state of Alabama that are going out of state. Jordan Ross, who's leaning towards Florida and Tennessee. Kevin Riley, who's committed to Miami. That leaves 8 prospects.
Oh, guess what?
What?
Oh, McCroy.
Are you just saying top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, he's outside.
I'll pay attention from now.
All right, I'm leaving.
All right.
Perry Thompson,
Get on.
Auburn.
Take your victory lap, big dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Skipper.
That's 4 to Auburn, 4 to Alabama.
Ooh.
Yeah.
4 to Auburn. And that's if DeMarcus Riddick commits to Alabama.
Oh,
He would have
counting.
if he
That's
were
true.
to flip to Auburn and Auburn also get
2 for 2.
our man out of Hoover, Auburn would get more top 10 prospects in the state of Alabama than Alabama would.
Well, if nothing else, Jhead, if nothing else, right? You at least you get to add this new recruiting tool to your arsenal if you get, because right now you don't have anything. You can't say, "Oh, I flipped this guy from Bama. What do you think, man?" Then you go, "Hey, Perry Thompson last year, we can do it. Don't worry about that." You don't have that. You don't have that sale right now. It's all about adding new sales pitches as you go, because Auburn's a good enough sales pitch, but you got to have more sometimes. So that's a big one.
Good players want to play with great players, right? People want a collection of stars. Perry Thompson is a big star in the state. He's a big star in the Southeast, and he's likely going to be a 5-star when it's all said and done. When you can say, "Hey, come play with this guy," if you're a quarterback, that's an easy sell. If you're a running back, if you're an offensive lineman, that becomes a much easier sell when you've got a guy like him in your class.
I'll say this, Cole, from Knoxville.
Yep.
July the 26th is going to decide a lot for me. Dude, if DeMarcus Riddick announces to Auburn, look out. Look out.
Yeah, I'll have to drive down to Auburn, celebrate.
It would be warranted. It would be justified. Hell, we might have a corner bash that night if DeMarcus Riddick commits to Auburn. What is the July the 26th? Is that like a Wednesday or some random Tuesday or something?
I think it's a Thursday. I think it's the Thursday prior to the Big Cat
Wednesday.
week. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, we'll have Wednesday night church session there.
Yeah.
That would tell me that things are about to be different.
Hey, I'm a pastor. We can have church all day.
Look at you.
Do what we need to do.
Now, bless me for my sins in this video, brother. So you know what I mean? Like it help me out here, but
it don't matter to me.
Hey, I appreciate you. It would be big.
Jhead blushing over. Hey, settle down, big dog.
It would be look Landon Perry Thompson and DeMarcus Riddick with Cam Coleman out there to be had. I cannot. The last class you would have signed of that magnitude would have been the Marlon Davidson, Derek Brown class.
I was about to say that class.
And you look at the impact those two guys had on Auburn.
Or I said, do we think? I listen to you guys because you guys get paid to do this, and I don't. Do you guys think that overall, are you guys still feeling? Because I listened to the recruiting show earlier this week on Wednesday, and I mean, like, we've been down this road before. It's kind of a process all the way till December, all the way to signing day. Like, many of us know, Auburn fans have had our hearts broken time after time after time after time. Somebody flipping late in the season. Do we think or the recruiting season, do we think that with this signing day moving up, do we think it's more significant that they're committing earlier before season so that they can focus on their season? Or is it just like, man, it's just kind of up in the air the whole time? Like, where do you guys land with that?
So you love that there's there's not a huge lull in recruiting when the football season begins, but you got to remember, coaches go and they are stuck on football. The players, they're into what they're doing. So there is, it's a smaller conversation. It has to be. There's just no time for what they're doing right now. So you love that part, but that season ends, and then what we're going through right now with June and July and how hot the recruiting has been at just all over the country will just happen again. And that's when you're going to have your decommitments. That's when you're going to have the crazy flips and the people you would never have guessed were going to commit here. And, it's just going to happen again.
And Cole, speaking to that limited interaction, there's rumor that the NCAA is getting ready to roll out less observance days for coaches to be out on the road. That's coming. So you're talking about even less potential contact than what you had before. So you're limited to text and phone call for what you can get out through the week while you're also game planning and practicing.
They want that.
Yeah.
Coaches want that, I promise. Right. And probably the NCAA is trying to just do anything they can for them since the NIL's gotten so out of control. Hey, here's this. Maybe this will help.
Not even just NIL, but the transfer portal, everything, having to constantly recruit your team. I think to be honest, that's the bigger issue, and that's what they're trying to eliminate. That's why you saw them cut down the portal windows even more, and they're making some other changes as well. So, but it's going to be limited contact. You're preaching the truth as far as staff to player, minus who you have committed, because those are the ones you're going to have freedom. You're going to have a lot of communication with is those guys that are committed.
Gotcha. So shifting gears just for a second, I have watched a lot of 2014, 2015 Ole Miss games, and I see how they tried to use their running backs in that offense. And I think there is such a talent gap between the running backs on those two teams and the running backs that are Auburn right now. And I was just wondering, do you think that we'll have 1,000-yard rusher this year and maybe another 500-yard rusher? And will one of those be Jacquez Hunter, do you think? Is he going to play it all? Have we heard anything on that?
I would say that's a university situation. And I don't know that we can provide much clarity other than some of the news that we've heard has been positive. But that's not anything that should be weighed overly heavy at this point. The university at some point will render a determination and we'll kind of go from there. But it's hard to speculate when things are that tight. I do think we're going to have a 1,000-yard rusher. And I think largely, I do understand some of the skepticism by Auburn fans as it pertains to Hugh Freeze's scheme at Ole Miss. But what I would ask you to do is also look what Philip Montgomery has done at Baylor as well as Tulsa and how he's utilized running backs in the running game specifically. And they are a run play action team. And as Freeze started to kind of develop things at Liberty, and Cole can speak to this past year, they had a guy named D.D. Hunter, And had he not gotten injured, I feel fully comfortable saying he would have been a 1,000-yard back. They had really kind of started to change some of the facets of the run game there at Liberty to incorporate more and put more in the running game. So I do think we have the potential to have a 1,000-yard guy. Will we also have another 500-yard back? I don't know, but I think we will have a 1,000-yard guy.
I think you'll have both. I think you'll have a 1,000-yard and a 500-yarder. And I think you'll have a guy that maybe has 100 or 200 receiving yards as well from the backfield, that kind of thing. A lot of all-purpose yards from the backs, more so than just rushing yards, I think.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the season. Appreciate what you guys are doing on the recruiting trail, keeping us informed. And I'm going to keep calling in with questions. So.
Appreciate you, Cole, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Keep us going there, Zach. Oh, Cole from Kville.
8940. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys.
Say that again.
This is Kensaw.
Hey, Robbie, what's up, man?
Kensaw.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Fantastic, Kensaw. How you doing, big dog?
Doing pretty good. We got the pit boss fired up. About to put some chicken on. Been listening to you guys.
Hey.
I hear you, Robbie. I hear you.
Jhead, how's it going?
It's going, brother. It's going. I'm actually in your part of the country right now, man. Spending time with my old man. Do what, buddy?
We just got through with a pretty good for the last couple hours.
Yeah, we sure did, didn't we? But I'm glad you called in, man. What's on your mind tonight, Robbie?
I was on touch base a little bit, listening to the stuff all where that he's coming to Big Cat. Kind of the stuff that me and you were talking about today. Just enjoy listening to.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, and for those that don't know, Robbie reached out to me a while back with some very positive information as it pertains to Perry Thompson and one DeMarcus Riddick. And I'm not going to say what those positive things were that he said, but Bobby's been on the front end of the spear as far as that's concerned, with knowing that situation very well. And I would say he's probably relatively pleased right about now with that recent announcement that just came out.
No doubt.
Hey, no doubt. One thing I did want, if any of you four on the kid from Clanton, his mother, is she pro Auburn?
I honestly don't know.
Cole?
I mean, I think there's some speculation that she might have been a Bama fan or something of that nature, but it seems like, I mean, Joseph Hastings for our Bama Online site put out a story with her quotes, and it sounded like she was pro anybody that DeMarcus wanted to go to.
Yeah. I was reminded this week that probably have a little bit of more so that side was told that she is favorable for Fields.
I didn't catch that. Robbie, can you say that one more time, man? Maybe hold your phone a little bit closer to now.
Yeah, I was just somebody this week and was talking about it, questions, and was saying that he was under the impression that Mother City likes Auburn and may end up going that way. But I might like some of you gonna go 50% on both, just because of like me and Taylor. They had talked the other night. Y'all know as well as how many times we've been past with Bama on the other side. We haven't had a Hugh Freeze spot, so I hope he can turn that around.
I think that's fair.
Yep.
Well, I'll let you guys go. Good talk. Hope you have a great night.
You too, Robbie. And tell your dad I said hello, please.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Don't be a stranger, Robbie. Call us back, big dog. Stay in
sure.
touch.
8397. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? 8397. You're live.
Hey,
Who are you
Hey.
talking to? Where are you calling from?
show horse from Birmingham, Alabama.
Show horse.
Show horse.
I like it.
Show horse from Birmingham.
It's my old Army call sign.
I like it.
Okay.
What's on your mind tonight, show horse?
If we get Perry Thompson and Cam Coleman, along with DeMarcus Riddick, that should have put us in top 7, right?
Listen, we talked about can Auburn reach its ceiling? If you get those 3 guys, we're going to be talking about. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
you're talking about top 3, top 5, whatever. Now we're talking.
Yep.
You're gonna have to fill out the class with some other guys,
Sure.
but that getting those guys to 5 stars, that's something Auburn hasn't done. So it allows your ceiling to be significantly higher. Jay Lee's right. You're solidly in the discussion for the top 10. Where you go from there depends on how you fill out the rest of your class.
Yes. Those are the turning point guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, those are the guys that put you back on the map, son.
Yeah.
Put you back in the discussion.
And when you look at football on the big picture, 3 guys, on a football team aren't going to change, aren't necessarily going to take you from a 6-win season or whatever Auburn was last year to a championship. But it's the fact that the ranking gets better, the ball gets rolling, other top recruits are going, oh, wow, they just got those guys. That's the domino effect, right?
And while those guys aren't probably going to get you a championship, I bet you in time they're worth a game or 2.
Oh, sure. I mean, they for what they bring, and
Mhm.
yes, because they are talented guys and have high ceilings and NFL guys one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let's see. 0311. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hi, Zach. It's Rob in Valdosta, Georgia.
Rob and Valdosta,
Rob.
what's on your mind tonight, big dog?
I was just trying to figure out when did they change the rule at Auburn that you can sign somebody from Clanton, Mobile, and
Foley.
what was the third one? Foley. In
Foley.
the same year. Isn't there going to be a major investigation in Birmingham if Auburn pulls that off?
The
Yeah.
FedEx box is already being stamped.
That a boy.
All right, Rob from Valdosta. Are you an Auburn dude?
I don't have a good question. That you guys stunned me when you're talking about signing those 3 guys from 3 places like that.
Listen, it's hard to wrap your mind around with where we've been in recruiting right now. Look, Gus recruited in the top 10 in and around pretty much his entire tenure. That last class of his obviously fell apart. Harsin came in, and it's not been the same since. But we've never reached the highs that we did realistically underneath Gene Chizik. Chizik had Auburn recruiting at absolute at its maximum for the most part.
I was just cut up, man. I appreciate your time, and I enjoy your show.
Appreciate you, Rob. Hey, he makes a damn good point.
Jeffrey, we got a commenter saying, "Don't forget the coffee question, man."
We had.
Oh shit, man. Dude, I'd flown the white flag.
Oh, you're
already over it. Well, we got to see more people may be like you.
You know what? I had a couple of supporters in the chat.
Yeah, like if we break it down, it's probably like 25-3 or something like that. It's
Shut up,
a
Zach.
deficit.
Nobody was keeping score.
5960. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
I think I know who this is.
What's going on, fella?
Hey,
Big dog. Cousin Fred says, Jay Lee, I'm with you. Yeah. Hey, Kid Country definitely brushes his teeth first.
Man, how y'all fellas doing, man?
We doing good, brother. But Jay Lee needs to know if Kid Country's with him this week. All right, so brother, do you brush your teeth and then drink coffee, or do you drink coffee and then brush your teeth?
Or
do you not?
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but when I do it, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I drink my coffee then brush my teeth.
Thank you, Edward. It's 2 weeks in a row.
Something wrong with the phone line.
Yeah,
me and Edward, we 0 for 2, big dog.
0 for 2?
Yeah, you don't put salt on your watermelon. Although Edward did say it's because of high blood pressure.
I was going to say, it's really 0 for 1. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you can't hold a medical.
0-1-1. How about that? We'll give it a push.
I don't like to. Even when I brush my teeth in the morning, I have to wait a while before I eat breakfast, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Okay,
my bacon and my orange juice and my grits, man.
Let me explain something to y'all. When I was in college, I worked at UPS. I did the preload, man. So I had to be at UPS at like 3:15 every morning. Okay. And if you, dude, I wake up late. People would wake up late, and you're across this conveyor belt from people. And if you smelt the morning breath, the dumpsters that I had to, dude, it was just ingrained in me. Like I wake up, I brush my damn teeth.
Okay.
I mean, it was just part of my routine. It was like out of bed, radiator drained, teeth got to get brushed. And then, hey, you want some coffee? Sure. And then after my coffee, I like to gargle. Take my little mouth wrench and do a little gargle.
Brother, at 3:15, I doubt you even ate. You probably didn't eat till about 5 or 6.
Right. And I love that job. It was a great job. Anyways, kid. All right, big dog. What's on your mind tonight?
Man, y'all got your grill smoking, or you need me to cook for you? What you need, man?
Fire it up.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow at some point there, Edward.
I know Cole the man.
Cole, what do you grill on?
I go with a Traeger pellet smoker. I also got
man, I thought you was the man, man. I'd take that back.
I also got a charcoal grill and a gas grill because you never know. It changes the flavor.
The charcoal, man. I grill on an old, just 55-gallon barrel, man.
Yeah, I got a Weber
meat.
Yep.
In Central Alabama, come off with his grill.
Yeah. My dad said it's not real grilled food if it doesn't have a charcoal taste to it, brother.
I forget. Edward's probably a connoisseur of this stuff. I had to be careful throwing that Traeger name around. I get it.
Right.
Hey, man, once I get Country Chicken up and rolling, man, I said I'm going to go to get my podcast equipment, man. I was built for podcasts, man. I was built for this type of stuff.
Of course you were.
Yeah, well, we're going to do
it. Man, I'm going to be honest, and I hate to say it like this. I watch a lot of people, Auburn content creators, and hell, I give better takes on this show than what they give on their shows every morning, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I've been noticing stuff. You got some content creators that's watching this show, and they use my takes, man. They using my content on their shows every day on the week, man. I ain't gonna call them out on here, but
it happens.
I think you're right.
I seen 2 or 3 that were demonstrate Edward takes off of Auburn Live. I said, now they were listening to me. Come on with your own content.
Edward, I would tell you from somebody who is a very novice person in this industry that there is not a lot of original thought out there. And some of the things that you say will be used again by someone else. Just take it as flattery, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm just messing around, man. But I do got something I want to. I don't know if any of them listening, but to the people who do the media at Auburn and ask Hugh Freeze a bunch of questions after the practice and after the game, I wish we could get some guys in there to ask us some legit questions, man. That be pissing me off because everybody asks the same questions every week. When that man open fall camp, ain't no need to ask him day one who's gonna be the damn starting quarterback. He ain't gonna give you no answer, man. They just asking dumb questions.
Edward, if you could ask Hugh Freeze one question.
Listen, I want to know this because I'm going to be in there.
Because maybe Cole can fire this one off next time he's sitting in there. What question would you ask Hugh Freeze?
I mean, ask him anything besides the quarterback. Man, lightning almost hit me, man. Ask anything about besides who's going to be the start quarterback after the first practice. I hate for people to do stuff like that.
Would you ask him big picture?
I mean, 4 or 5 practice, 6 practice. Hey, coach, what do you feel like some of your strong points might be on this team, or what may be some areas for concern? That's some legit questions.
I like it.
He ain't finna just who's standing out to you. He ain't gonna tell you that in the first 2 or 3 practices. I don't know why they ask those kind of questions, man.
The weakness question's good. That's a good one. He'll tell you, man. He will. He will tell you. He doesn't really do the coach speak thing all that much. He'll kind of start thinking about it and rolling some things out. I like it.
No, and what I have noticed with Freeze too,
and he will give you a good interview.
Yeah.
He
ask crazy. Hey, what's your favorite restaurant in Auburn? Man, who gives a damn? I don't care what he eat. Talk about my football team. I can care less about Hitler and all that. He eat whatever you want to eat.
You're preaching.
That ain't a question I want to hear from a reporter in the interview when we trying to get all the information out of them we can.
And Edward, I would tell you that I've watched a lot of interviews with Hugh Freeze, and the more the big picture questions you ask him, the easier it is to get an answer to the smaller questions, the micro questions.
He will answer.
Yeah, you get him rolling on massive issues throughout college football, and then he's willing to answer some of those micro level questions that you're going to get on the front end. That are the tedious grinding, like what's the tight end position doing? You know what I mean? Like, but it is. You're right. It's
you're going to get a lot of Peyton Thorne.
Yeah.
Questions.
It's part of it.
How's he adapting? How's he transitioning? How long do you think it'll take him to make that transition, to be on the same level as competition as Robbie will be, as far as the knowledge of the offense and all that?
Eric Thompson coming to Big Cat, man.
Oh, there you go. Let's change subject.
Ricky moving a little bit there, man. Eric Thompson coming to Big Cat, man.
What do you think about that, Edward?
Hey, I like it. I told you he wasn't going to commit right then. I didn't ever tell you he wasn't going to commit at all. I like my chances with him. I tell you, I like my chances in Tilton County. I'm connected up there, believe it or not. Well connected. I like my chances in Tilton County, Alabama as well.
Hey, Edward, tell me about your boy from Selma again. We were looking over the top 10 in the 2025 class, and we saw his name listed as a top 10 prospect in 2025. Believe they've got him listed as
well, he'll be 2026.
Is he 2026?
Who?
We got one in Selma 2025 top 10 prospect, Derek Smith at Southside.
Derek Smith.
Yep.
Yes, we got one right here in the top athlete in the country right here. Yes.
Yeah, is he an edge guy?
He played with my son.
Is he an edge guy, Edward?
No, this one right here is an athlete, more of a wide receiver and safety. But
okay,
the guy that I've been talking about, Christian Moore, he's an edge guy. Yeah.
Got you. Okay, he's the young guy. You told us about him.
He's the young guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the real deal. Now he's the real deal.
I believe.
I got a feeling you'll get a chance to interview him in the near future.
There's been some good talent come out of Selma.
Yeah,
man. I told you, Schumann and Muscamp over at Georgia, they love him, man. They want to see how his body gonna continue to develop.
Yep.
And they told they gonna see how his 10th grade season play out, you know. But
yep.
This one kid, I don't just brag about any kid, man. I don't. I saw him at an O.J. Howard camp 7 years ago at the Talk Academy. No, about 5 years ago at the Talk Academy.
O.J.
What sold me on this kid, they was playing the tug of war. He had 20 people pulling him in one direction. His whole team let go of the rope. They drove this kid about 25 yards and he never let go. He was digging in the grass, tearing the grass up, trying to hold on. And he never let go.
I like it.
That's the kid I want on my team.
You ain't lying.
Man, but I ain't gonna sit down and talk too long, man. Let somebody else talk, man. Y'all boys have a good night, man.
Appreciate you, kid.
Love you, Edward.
All right, man.
Appreciate you, big dog. How we looking over there, Zach?
4 calls.
Oh shit, let's keep it going.
9886. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? 9886. You're live.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Kevin. This is Kevin, right?
Hello?
Oh, it's not?
No, this is not Kevin.
That's what I said.
This Don Lennon AU
Don Lennon!
Oh, wow.
That's what I said.
from Huntsville.
Yeah.
Is this first time caller?
Hey, Jay Lee, I think we're from the same area.
Where? Highway 78.
Yes, sir. I'm a graduate of Minor High School.
Get out of town. What year?
Oh.
2003.
Oh, you a young buck.
Hey, listen, I got a question. I listened. I've been hearing a lot of talk about Perry Thompson, DeMarcus Riddick, and those big name guys. I was curious as to what are we looking like on the D line and at the running back position as far as that 2024 class. I know we got Fat, but I don't know what's coming after him.
Well, it's a great timing question because yesterday, Don, or what's today, Sunday, Friday, we saw Auburn basically fly the white flag on Daniel Hill, on Kevin Riley, and say we got a couple of new guys that are going to replace them, or not replace them, but really focus on both of them a 4-star guy. One kid out of Texas, Duncanville, Texas, in Caden Durham, who's got offers from Oklahoma, Texas A&M, LSU. A bunch of big dogs are in on him. I think he's a top 100 overall prospect and the number 8 running back in the country. He did tell me that he's going to visit Auburn. I think the more likely scenario would be a guy like Duke Watson, who they also offered. He is from Mary Persons in Forsyth, Georgia, who's committed to Louisville, was also committed to Georgia Tech at one time.
Yes.
Auburn is trying to poach him. I just checked with both of those guys because somebody had mentioned one of them coming, the Texas kid coming to Big Cat. He is not as of now, and neither is the kid from Georgia. But a lot of time. And if Auburn zeroes in on either one of those guys, like really zeroes in on them, especially the kid from Georgia, I feel like they should be able to flip a kid from Georgia from Louisville. So keep an eye on that guy. And then you said D-line.
Yes.
D-line, you got Malik Blockton. I think he's coming off the board at the end of this week. We all think Auburn's the team to beat strongly for him. He's Marcus Harris's biological younger brother. Auburn or Texas for him. And then TJ Lindsey.
Yes.
The kid who's down to Auburn in Texas. He's from Arkansas via IMG. He's at IMG via Arkansas.
Correct. And I would say Miami and A&M are also in that recruitment, but maybe not as much as the other two. I would say that Auburn and Texas are probably towards the top, or at least that's what my intel would lead me to believe.
But
yeah,
Don,
I talked to TJ on the phone for a good while. He said Auburn, Texas are the official visits that stood out the most. Those are the ones. But Miami and Texas A&M are still pushing, and he's giving them the time of day for sure. But those are the ones that stood out as far as visits went and how everything went.
The defensive lineman that Auburn really, really wants is LJ McCray. They love that kid.
Yes.
Love that kid. I think it's going to be hard to pull him out of Florida with all those Florida schools in there. I think it's going to be tough. Maybe you're wrong. And Kamarion Franklin, who, believe it or not, is Tennessee, Miami, Ole Miss, Auburn.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing with Kamarion Franklin. And I reported, I think it was Friday or yesterday maybe, he's coming to Auburn. He's coming to Auburn July 26th for an overnight visit. It's an unofficial visit. He's going to come back in September, possibly for the Georgia game, possibly for the UMass game, one of those two games. Now, listen, the way I feel about Kamarion Franklin right now and Auburn's chances is the way I felt about Auburn's chances with DeMarcus Riddick a month ago.
Yes.
Okay? So, don't forget about Kamarion Franklin. We all think he's one of those guys that Freeze is going to die trying.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yep.
Well put, Jeffrey.
So, a lot.
Okay.
The defensive line, the targets are clear. Where Auburn stands with those guys is not so clear. Or if it is, it's probably not great right now. Fair to say?
Yeah. And then I'm trying to figure out what the numbers are going to be on the deal as well. Are they really wanting to get 3? Would they settle for 2 and then go into the transfer portal? What is their commitment to the numbers from the high school class. Because when you look at it, Marcus Harris could come back. He could turn pro. Messiah Nasili Kite he's on his last year. And then you've got the young man from Purdue that came in. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Johnson, Stephen,
Lawrence Johnson. Who's gone. So you've only got two that are gone for sure. Everybody else still has another year of eligibility. So do they take, two and then see, if they just need to fill gaps with the transfer portal, or do they go from 3 to 4? I'm also kind of interested to see where they go from a quality versus quantity standpoint in the class, because I do think that's up for debate.
Gotcha. Okay. Final question, and I'll get off here and just listen. What are we looking like on the offensive line as of late with Khalil House, picking Stanford? So what are we looking like as far as the O-line?
O-line. Okay, Cole, give us an update on the O-line recruiting.
Yeah, again, it's kind of like the D-line. We know who the targets are, but where does Auburn stand with each guy is sort of a bigger question. Heard good things about Preston Talmua. I think he's between Auburn and Oregon. We've heard, good and bad things about Jamison Riggs. It kind of goes back and forth for what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Auburn felt like, they don't want to lose that guy. They think he's pretty good, and he is a legacy recruit for Georgia Tech. His dad went there at some capacity. I don't know if he played or anything, but that's a big pull for them. So that's a big-time guy. You got DeAndre Carter out from California. That's the guy that the staff feel like they kind of hit a home run with him on the official visit and really got in the game there. USC at one point was thought to be a big school, maybe fading a little bit. I think Auburn's got a shot there. I just don't know enough about him yet. But Casey Poe, we think, is probably going to Bama. A couple of other guys. Cohen Eccles is still on the radar, even though he committed to Texas A&M. These are the guys coming to my head right now.
Oh, Reese Baker. Did you say Reese?
Reese Baker for sure. That's Madison Academy up in Huntsville there.
And let's not pretend like A&M's not a situation where Cohen Eccles could be back on the market contingent on what happens there this year. Yeah. Obviously some Texas oil is going to have to get sold at a premium price to pay that buyout, but it wouldn't be beyond them for him to go 7-5 and somebody get an itchy trigger finger, and now you got a coaching change.
Right.
Is that Don?
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you, Don. Good stuff. Minor Tiger right there.
Last call of the show. 3365. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey man, what's up? It's Bo from Moody. I got my mom with me today.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Bo. It's a good one, man.
How are y'all?
Good,
Very
Bo. How
good.
about yourself, big dog?
My mom wants to say hello and War Eagle to you.
All right.
Put her on.
War Eagle.
Oh, Mom.
Oh, I like it.
You don't sound like
Hey.
Jayla, you got to get the question in of the day.
Bo, hey, Bo, this is a great question for you.
We want to know about Alvin Henderson, man.
Okay, fair enough, Bo, but I want to know about your coffee situation, you and your mama, all right?
Do what now?
When y'all get up in the morning, do you brush your teeth first or do you drink your coffee first?
Whichever one it feels right.
That's way too much. That's way too of an intellectual answer for me.
The watermelon question?
Yeah.
No. Do you drink your coffee first thing in the morning, or do you brush your teeth? Which one do you do first?
Whichever one, man.
I mean, different. Whatever floats your boat.
Whichever.
All right, Bo. So Bo wanted to know about
Alvin Henderson.
Alvin Henderson. Okay, I did talk to Alvin yesterday. Now, Cole feels good about Alvin Henderson to Auburn. I feel fantastic. I don't know if I ever put it in a prediction. Did I ever do that? I don't think I did. We both
think so, but
I think we all probably feel good about Alvin Henderson to Auburn. He did tell me that he's not locked in with Big Cat yet. He thinks he might go to Oregon that weekend. But if he doesn't go to Oregon, that he would be at Auburn's Big Cat. Would not be surprised to see that happen. So I think we all feel like Auburn's the definite team to beat for that kid.
Yep, 100%.
All right, Bo and Mom. Mom, you make sure Bo gets to bed early tonight.
By the way, Bo did say salt, Jeffrey. He threw salt.
Oh, he did say salt. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's I think Jhead's gonna have to we'll here's the deal. Let's hit some lightning questions. Some questions in the show real quick. We got about 10 more minutes. How are we looking for Simmons? Could we take off our linebackers? Cole, you touched on this today in the corner.
Yeah, so that situation, I think it seems like it's unlikely that they could get all four guys, and the four guys are Wyatt Simmons,
Yes,
Bradley Shaw, DJ Barber, and DeMarcus Riddick. Now, you already have Joe Phillips in the boat. He's more of a jack linebacker, so we're talking about inside backers here. Would they take four? I don't know. I think they would if it were these four.
Yeah,
I think they would take them. I think they have a place for DJ Barber. They have a place for Simmons. They got a place for all these guys. All right, linebackers are real important, in this system, especially if Ron Roberts wants to try to transition to a 3-4 defense at some point. You're going to have a bunch of them. You think about it. Nixon's a 1-year guy, right? Keys, I don't know if he's got 1 or 2 years, but he's something like that. 2. Okay. Cam Riley and Steiner are getting up there. You got to have a bunch of backers in this class, and those are the four guys that they are locked in on. I mean, recruiting these guys as hard as anybody else. So, yeah, they could take all four.
I agree, Cole. And you probably need some turnover in that room, especially given kind of what we've seen from a production standpoint. Now, you saw some of that through the transfer portal, but going buckshot in last year's class, because that's what we did from a high school standpoint, it kind of lends itself to you taking up the four linebackers so that you get kind of a balanced 2-2 look from the last 2 years, if that's what they decide to do. But I'm with you. I think kids are going to look at that and say, do I want to commit with 3 other guys in the class?
Yeah, that's the question more so.
Right.
John Addison wants to know over/under on commits Auburn acquires exclusively from Big Cat. Exclusively, listen. I think a lot of kids are going to commit leading up to Big Cat. I think the over/under like Big Cat. I was going to say 1.5.
Yeah,
1.5. I don't think there'll be many. There might be. I think Frederick thinks Perry Thompson could flip that day. I think you could probably get another one. A straggler coming out of that, but I think a lot of people are. What is Auburn at 8 right now?
Yeah.
And Jhead, you think? And I do too. Look, I was just writing down. I think Auburn could be at 12. I think isn't that what you said?
I said 12. I think that's where they'll be leading into Big Cat with the potential.
And I think 12 is a good number. I think anywhere from 12 to 14.
Yeah, 14 was my original guess.
If Alvin makes it, is he a guy you watch? Seems to be.
Sure.
I do feel like this. I don't know that it's going to be Alvin, but I do think they're going to get one 2025, and I think they'll get one 2024 at Big Cat. I think they'll split it.
You know what? That's a good point. I should include 2024 is 1.5.
Yes.
Total, I would say maybe 2.5, 3.5.
Yeah.
2025, I could see a JJ Falk,
maybe
CJ May.
Yes. I can see them definitely adding that day and that, you know what I mean? Like I can see a 2025 guy to create momentum for that class. And in addition, they're going to have one in the pocket. I feel it.
I completely agree.
They're not.
Hugh Freeze is too savvy.
They could get Greyshawn Swain from
Aniston. Yeah,
they could get him if they wanted him. I think they could have done it already. So that's the guy they're watching too, real close.
Yeah, I think Hugh Freeze is too savvy to have his first Big Cat and walk away with nobody.
Yeah.
No, he knows he needs to create buzz leading into that and then buzz at that. And then you want some commitments coming out of Big Cat as well, because you want it all the way trickling into when toe meets leather on September the 1st.
Bob Cannon wants to know of the 5 O-line guys that came in a couple of weeks ago. One went to Stanford, that's Khalil House. One went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's talking about Poe possibly going to Oklahoma.
Then you had Taumua,
DeAndre Carter,
and Jameson Riggs. I don't have Auburn getting any of those guys. Cole might disagree with me. I think
I got him getting one.
Which one?
I think it would be Taumua.
Man, that's tough, dude. I mean, hey, shit, Cole knows more than I do, man. I just
notice I have not put in a prediction for Taumua yet, but again, there seems to be some confidence at Auburn.
I do think it's Auburn or Oregon. I just think it's going to be extremely difficult for Auburn to get a freaking kid from Hawaii. It's never.
I do too. That's why I just can't commit to it.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
Right now, I would say not Auburn for Casey Poe, Georgia Tech for Jameson Riggs, Oregon for Preston Taumau. Who else is there? Stanford, DeAndre Carter. I don't have any idea what's up with DeAndre Carter.
I don't either. And he might be taking his time, and that's
that's the one. He's interesting to me because I do think he's going to visit Texas. I do think he's going to visit at least Michigan State and one other school, maybe Penn State or somebody like that. Last I read on him, but I don't have a feel for DeAndre Carter and what he's going to do, or Preston Taumua. I don't have a feel on either one of those.
Yeah, Clayton's got a good question here. Since Kevin didn't call in, what's the Cam Coleman update and the DeMarcus Riddick? We'll throw in a DeMarcus Riddick update as well. Cole, what you got on those two guys? I'll give you a Cam Coleman update. You take DeMarcus Riddick.
Yeah, that's good.
Cam Coleman, been told he's coming to Big Cat. Listen, he picked up another prediction to Auburn from Sam Spiegelman, from On3 Sam Spiegelman. Listen, and I got to thinking about this earlier in the show. I've been saying I'm stuck on Cam Coleman. He's coming to Auburn until he's not on my hot board. Listen, I need to grow a pair. Join Keith, join Sam. I need to put my prediction in for Cam Coleman because that's where I think he's going to go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
At 55%, that's where I think he's going to go. Timeline wise, I'm looking into some things.
Yeah,
I think you should.
Jhead, yeah.
Looking into some things. Matter of fact, I've got a list right here of things I need to prepare for. Potentially.
Let me add to that and say the reason why you might be looking at a timeline that may be moving closer is because I feel pretty confident in saying LSU is not a part of this anymore.
No.
And Auburn thought LSU was the biggest competition for a good while. No longer, okay? LSU does not seem to be in this. It seems to be down to two schools, realistically, Auburn and Florida State. Now that there's two schools that seem to have the most confidence and are rising, does he go ahead and go, well, there's really no reason to drag this out anymore. Those are the two schools. So if that lines up and we're hearing that Florida State and Auburn are the two schools, then why would he drag it out any longer? He can make a decision between those two.
And if he were to say he had the decision day tomorrow, and if he were to put a third hat on there, I'm actually surprised. But what I've heard is it would be Texas A&M, not Georgia, as the third hat on the table.
I think that's good news for Auburn.
Yeah, hat nod to Damian Craig there for keeping Texas A&M relevant.
I think that's good news for Auburn. I think the other good news is whether it's LSU, who seems to be the biggest threat, Florida State, Texas A&M, Georgia, Auburn's the constant.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Riddick, 26th. Cole, you posted about him, Friday maybe? Still feeling pretty decent about him?
Yeah. There's been a big change in that recruitment. And even from the time that I went to see him mid-June in person, I went to Clanton and talked to him in person. And I got to feel that this is done, guys. It's Alabama. It's over. And then – kind of put that out there, put some feelers out, said, hey, not really loving it. I get a little intel that goes, hey, hang tight, man. Hang tight. Let's let him finish that official visit, which he took the weekend following of me going to see him. Out of the official visit, good things. He comes back for 7-on-7. Really good things. Auburn's in this one. Auburn's right there with Alabama right now. I'm convinced Auburn is neck and neck with Alabama right now. Can Auburn stay neck and neck? I don't know. I think that's where Auburn is right now as it stands today.
I think there's a possibility that by August the 1st, we will know how legit this class can be. I think in the next 29 days, the next 4 weeks, a lot could happen.
Yeah.
Now, no, don't get me wrong, and please don't forget this, people. We talked about this. I think it was on the corner or whatever. Getting these kids to commit is one thing. Getting them to sign is going to be another. It's 2 seasons now. It's commit season and signing season. Right now we're in commit season. Then you got to make it through commit season. You got to make it through signing season. You got to sign these guys, and it's not going to be easy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Reuben Foster flipped from Alabama to Auburn. Then he flipped from Auburn back to Alabama.
Yes.
And it was it can be done. Let's put it that way. It has been done.
100%. George Pickens flipping.
There you go.
He committed to Auburn for 2 years on National Signing Day with no notice.
So, hey, be happy if Auburn can get these guys committed because it's huge. Not something that happens a lot. But keep in mind, and I know a lot of people on the corner are like this, hey, committing is one thing, signing them is another.
Yes, very true.
So, but a lot of good things going right now for Auburn. A lot of good things, man. A lot of good buzz. Let's see if Auburn can turn this buzz into some commitments. Let's see if they can turn those commitments into some signings. Let's see how real deal this staff can be. And I think we all have some confidence in them. We do. We have some optimism in them. We do.
Yeah,
we feel like they're right there on the edge. They're at the peak, and if they can just get those front tires over it, it could be all downhill. It's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be really fun. If you're not subscribed to Auburn Live on 3, dude, I'm telling you right now, you think this is the deadest month of the year, and technically it might be, but there's gonna be a lot of news coming out. Right now, what we're looking at is Big Cat and who's committing.
Yeah.
Commitments are going to be coming this next week and a half, 2 weeks. Big Cat confirmations are going to be coming out. A lot of kids. Jalen Crawford is going to be making the commitment. Malik Blockton is going to be making a commitment. DJ Barber potentially. Wyatt Simmons potentially. Did I say Jalen Crawford? Perry Thompson. Who knows? A couple of more. We're going to be keeping an eye on. We're going to be doing it all at Auburn Live on 3. Hey, next week is when I'm going out of town to get married, to get married.
Everybody that's in the chat, round of applause for Jeffrey. Congratulations.
Jessica deserves that round of applause.
Jessica, my best to you for being married to this man for the rest of your life.
Big time.
Or at least for a couple more weeks. I mean, a couple of weeks.
Hey, you know what? My luck.
She's here hollering at me. Are you listening to the show? Oh, she's listening.
Hey, I like it, Jessica. But to you, sincerely, congratulations to you, Jeffrey, Jessica. Wish you guys all the best. I know I'm going to probably see you for a recruiting show before you get out of town. But for those of you, leave your comments in here to Jeffrey and Jessica, please. They're wonderful.
Congrats, Mr. Bell. Appreciate y'all, man.
Comments are blowing up, Jeffrey.
Yeah, we're leaving. I think early Friday morning, like 4 o'clock Friday morning. So let's try to do a Wednesday or Thursday show before I get out of here. And then appreciate y'all, man. And then so the call-in show, we will take a week off next week. We're gonna have the recruiting show next Wednesday, Thursday, and then whenever I get back, I think I'm coming back on the 17th, whenever the hell that is. But whatever it is, dudes, we're gonna get back on the air as soon as we possibly can, man. We love doing this. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. This is one of the few things I look forward to each week, besides seeing Jessica.
Oh, there you go.
We're
working in brownie points already.
All right. Well, we'll end it there, man. Thank you, everybody, for tonight. With a fantastic show. Fredericks 90 got us started. Do Cole from Knoxville, Ken Saul, Robbie, Snow Horse. Oh, Show Horse. My fault. My Show Horse called in. Rob from Valdosta had a nice little comment about the where these guys are coming from. Oh, Kid Country was on the case. Was on the call. Don from Huntsville and Bo from Moody. We appreciate everybody, man. We will be back next week, Wednesday or Thursday before I get on the road. Call-in show not happening next week, if y'all can remember that. But we will be back for a recruiting show. Thanks everybody so much. If you haven't already, go check out Auburn Live on 3. And we thank you for listening. We thank you for watching. For Jhead, for Cole, for Zach in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee. Y'all stay out of that left lane. See ya.